Hello. It's me. I'm alive. I'm sure some of you probably think I'm dead by now. So last time you heard from me was after the pacemaker. I was going to wait to make this again because it's like the camera's really jittery because it's like obviously suctioned to my windshield. And the wind is blowing like 90 miles an hour here. So I hope you can hear me, number one. Number two, I hope I'm not too shaky on, the camera on the windshield because I can see it bouncing. Maybe once I hit interstate, it won't be so bad. We'll see. So bear with me. All right. Having said that, I am alive. Pacemaker didn't kill me. But I did almost die twice since I talked to you last. I know, it's not funny. It's not. But I've waited so long. Oh, I'm sorry this is shaking so bad. Okay. I have waited so long because I don't really know what to say. There's so much that has happened since the last time I talked to you guys. Oh, I can't sit here and hold this like this. I can't let you guys watch that shaking either. Okay, so, yes, so... Alright. Maybe I should just pause this for a little bit longer until I hit the interstate. I need some of these healthy McDonald's fries while I'm waiting. Yeah, I think I will. Alright, I'll be wrong. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm back. Those were disgustingly delicious. So don't mind the fries in my teeth. Actually, I really don't like greasy foods, but I'm driving and nothing else sounded good. So, actually, that didn't even really sound good. I'm not to Oh, geez, see? But you know what? It gave me something I just remembered something to talk about. The two things, if I can get them out, I've noticed since having surgery is that when my stomach gets full, as if I can't tell, but I can tell. But my body tells me too, because two things always happen. I get the hiccups real bad, and I start sneezing. Every time I get full, like eat, or feel like I've ate too much, or I don't know, even just full. But yes, I start sneezing and I get the hiccups. So, I got the hiccups right now. And the thing's bouncing like crazy. But the interstate's right up here, folks, so hang in there. We can do this. Alright, so yes, there has been so much that has happened that I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. So, and you don't want to hear clear from the beginning. Let's see. Alright, I think I left off. I don't know. Don't mind me, I saw them nasty, greasy fries on my teeth. Well, I got the pacemaker. I'd love to say I felt great ever since I got it. But that's not so true. However, the pacemaker has been fine. The pacemaker is doing what it's supposed to. And it's working great, I guess. I don't know. Must be. Here's my turn to the interstate, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm just paying attention to the road, okay? Alright. No pacemaker's working great. That's not a problem. But now, and I'm going to have to talk about a few things that are, it's always been pretty positive. But there's a few things that I'm not so sure. Oh, wow, it's bouncing worse now. I'm not really for sure if it's, what should I say? Surgery related. as in gastric sleeve serums. What did I just say? Related? It doesn't start with an S. Jeez, I'm going too slow for everybody again. What the hell? Alright. I don't know really whether it is sleeve related or not. So I'll let you be the judge, alright? Alright. So, we'll go back to, alright, had pacemaker, la-da-da-da-da, everything, no, nothing, everything was fine, but things weren't fine. After that, I didn't have another, like, attack, like, where I thought I was having a heart attack and dying, and my lungs feeling like they're being squished to death, and, like, well, like whatever those snakes are that, you know, coil around you and, like, suffocate you. It felt worse than that. Not that I know what that feels like. I don't even know what snake it is, but you got my point. You know, you can get a feel for where I'm going with this. Am I shaking? Oh, man. Let's see if that helps just a little. Alright. Well, anyway, so I did have one incident after the pacemaker, and it was a bad one. It was a really bad one. It had nothing to do with my heart or the pacemaker. But I did eventually find out what it was about. Alright, so going back, alright, geez, I'm gonna have to tell it all. I can't just tell some of it. I'm really trying, guys. I don't want you to have to watch me all shaking up and down as I drive. Oh, crapola. I don't know what to do. So I could watch it afterwards. No, I can't watch myself afterwards. And say and see how bad it really is, and decide then whether or not I want to post it. Alright, so, okay, I'm going to ignore it. I'm hoping it's not bouncing too much. Because that's what you're going to get. If it is, it is. Whoa. Oh yeah, I gotta tell it all. So, we've all heard me, you know, mention my ex a few times in a not so nice manner, probably. Because he is an asshole. I mean, like, truly the biggest asshole you will ever meet. Now, I know all women probably think they have one. I have no idea what I've been through with this man, and I'm sure we could compare stories. Oh, I need to stop. Stop. Okay, well, the moral of this story, and I don't really want to say it, but you know what? I'm going to have to. Alright, yes. My ex-husband that I was married to for 25 years, I don't know. I tend to be a little bit wild and crazy sometimes, and we all know I just jump and do things without thinking them through. Well, I kind of thought this through because I'm the one that planned it and didn't really tell him. I don't know where my head was. But either way, it's working out. Okay, so give me that. I remarried him. Yeah, I remarried him. He's still an asshole. That hasn't changed. But I love him. I love my asshole. I really do. I just don't like him. Okay. I hope he never watches these. I'll die before him. That's a bad thing. Well, anyway. I love you, Robert. But yes, so like our anniversary, our 30th, what would have been our 30th anniversary, which was July 16th, this year, 2017, made 30 years for us because we got married July 16th of 1987. So this year was our 30th. Well, I don't know. I was having one of those moments and I just was like, we divorced on our 25th. We should get remarried on our 30th, right? It only makes sense. I don't know. So I did. And I ordered everything. I ordered my dress and picked out the colors and bought everything I needed for me for the wedding with my shoes. And I mean, I looked cute, by the way. I'm not conceited, but I did look cute. And you know what? My wedding dress, my fancy sandals, bracelets, earrings, necklace, the whole shebang, which was it teal? No, it wasn't really teal. It was it was like an aqua blue, teal, so I don't know what color that is. It's pretty. Anyway, and a starfish. Everything was kind of a beach theme and starfish and this aqua color. Alright, so I ordered everything. And the good news is, I mean, at this time, I didn't really know if I was going to... Oh, I'm bouncing. I really didn't know if I was going to marry him or not. It was just an idea. But I ordered all this stuff off of Wish, right? Even the dress, and it fit perfect. Which never happens with clothes on Wish, so most people know that already. So, altogether, I think I spent, with the dress, all the jewelry, the shoes, the accessories, and way more than I needed, I think I spent $15. And I looked fabulous. Nobody knew. Alright. So then, I go back to see him. And this first evening, because me and my sister-in-law, I don't want to even call her that. His sister, Brenda, I hate her guts. She hates mine. It's okay. And I mean, there's true hatred here. There always has been. Always will be. She's a... I won't use that word. And bitch is not the one I was thinking of, because I don't like to use that either. But it's much worse than that. Okay, sorry. Anyway, she happened to bring him over a shirt one night, and she's like, here, this shirt doesn't fit her soon-to-be husband. So she's like, it's too small, and it was a brand new shirt from Cabela's. He put it on, it fit perfect. I seen it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's our wedding colors. And he's like, huh? I'm like, that's our wedding colors. I was hoping I was going to go buy you a shirt that color for our wedding, but now I don't have to. I think he thought I was joking. I mean, because nothing else was ever talked about again. And then, as we got closer to July 16th, we started talking more and more about it a little. I mean, you know. And I told him, well, we should. He's like, we can't. We got this to get done and that to get. We'd have to go get a marriage license again. We'd have to find someplace to get married. We're going to have to find a preacher. I didn't say a word because I had already lined all that up too. Just in case we got married. So, somewhere along the line, he took it upon himself to go and ask this preacher at my youngest son's church if he would possibly be able to marry us. Well, he didn't know that I had already been emailing this preacher back and forth. And I think the preacher just didn't say anything and assumed he already knew. I don't know. Anyway, I guess the bottom line is that Friday we went to the courthouse, and July 16th ended up being on a Sunday. So we got up, we went to church that morning with our marriage license, and we got married, and I had not my two oldest, I only have two, my two sons as witnesses. So my two sons, which is kind of cool, isn't it? And they got to see mom and dad remarry after 30 years? Or for their 30th? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. And we got married. And so now I'm hitched to my loving asshole forever. No, I'm happy. I also figured I was going to die, so I needed somebody to leave everything to. My kids are vultures. I'm just kidding, they're not. But, so I'm married. Yep, yes I am. See? Woo. Alright, well, and I even, well, actually I picked out my own ring too and had bought it. And, well, but I decided I just wanted to wear my mom's wedding ring for when she was married to my biological dad. So that's what I'm wearing. Because I heard he tore my other wedding rings up. He had two of them from being married to him for 25 years. And I still have the bones of them, but just the diamonds are gone. I didn't sell them. I gave them to my daughters. It's okay. And they made themselves some kind of fancy ring out of them. Either way, I don't have, well, I do have the rings, but I like this better. I'm not into yellow gold so much anymore, just white gold. But you never know because I'm wearing all, yeah. That's because I went to a wedding today. One of my sons, my adopted sons, I have like 3, Brian, Cody, and Tyler. Well, Tyler got married today, so I went to the wedding because I love him. All right. So I'm wearing gold because, well, it was about all I had left in my camper. Yes, I'm still in the camper. Can you believe that? Okay. Jeez, it has been so long. You know what? I'm going to have to make this into 5 separate videos. Like, for real. Okay, so, let's see. Going back, got married. Yes. And actually, that weekend, the day before we got married, my niece had a house she was trying to sell, and, well, anyway, her mother had left it in disarray, shall we say. So she had to sell it for about a quarter of what she was planning on selling it for. So I turned around, and I just wrote a check for the house, and bought the house. Back home, like McCook area. So I bought the house, bought all new appliances, bought everything. We're in the process. Yes, me and the husband are in the process. Actually, he's been in the process because I've been sick, but another story. He's in the process of gutting it out. We bought everything to completely remodel the entire house to our liking. So, it is gutted. It is nothing but bare bones in there. And we're rebuilding it. He is right now. Probably will be for a little bit longer. Alright, so, there. We've got this project we're doing together. It's called Build a House. Maybe it'll be great marriage therapy. Because we will always and forever need marriage therapy of some sort. We're both Virgos. What the hell? Why did that, like, pause? Do something weird there. Alright, we're both Virgos. So, I don't know. I don't really get into all that astrology stuff. But, either way, we're both very stubborn. And, well, no, I'm actually a nice... Oh, I thought I was going to stop doing it. Believe it or not, what the hell? Crap. This wind is ridiculous and it's getting worse. Okay. Why is it doing that? Hang on. Okay, I don't really know how well this is going to work. I still don't know what I did to it. I thought I'd just sit you on the console thing. Maybe it won't wiggle so much. Oh, you'll probably fall over a few times, but we'll just pick you right back up. Okay, so, yeah, whatever. I'm actually a pretty sweet person in general. He just was born with something up his butt. I'm sorry. I know. I am still trying. I try and never say nothing bad. No bad words. Whatever. But he is. He knows he is. Ask him. He's very, very proud to be an asshole. Ask him. Okay. Oh my gosh. I hope you don't see this if I die. I hope he never sees it, period. Sorry, still getting the french fries out. Sorry. Didn't mean to eat leftover french fry in front of you. Alright. So, got married. Bought the house. I've been off work for 3 months. Which has nothing to do with getting married. I still have my job in Lincoln. I just haven't been there for 3 months. I go back next Monday. That's the reason for part of my work clothes hanging up back here. In case any of you are wondering what the hell's going on. Those are my work clothes. Well, some of them. At least my shirts. And that's so that I can go back to work next Monday. Hopefully. If I don't die with my surgery on Tuesday again. Alright, so. You know what? What the hell? Now it started all over. I'm going to have to splice all this shit together. Okay, whatever. See, and I cursed again. That's my problem. No, I can't blame him for that. But my ex has a trash mouth. Trash mouth. And I don't appreciate it. And I let him know that all the time. And in the meantime, it is kind of hard to not have it rub off on you to some degree, whether you wanted to or not. But him, it's F-bomb he tries to see if he likes to see how many F-bombs he can get into one sentence, I think. It's totally disturbing. Very unclassy. He'll never change. So, I just want to shut up about it. Alright. So, that night, after we got married, I had to return to work. I mean, like I said, we got married on Sunday morning, and I had to return to work on Monday morning, and we got married in McCook, and I work in Lincoln, so I had to go back to Lincoln. So Sunday, I started driving back to Lincoln. I had brought my granddaughter home with me, Hadley, to... I don't know. Her mom had to work, so I brought her home with me for the weekend and to see Poppy and to be at the wedding, and it was fun. Until I started driving home, and it wasn't her. So, you know those squeezing pains I was telling you about? The ones that I actually started having that caused me to go in, and that's when they found the heart problems and put the pacemaker in. Well, guess what? Those feel like heart attack things I was having was not my heart. But I did have a problem with my heart, and my heartbeat would not go above 40. So basically, the heart problem was found by accident, which is thus the reason I got the pacemaker. Either way, had I not been having these other problems, I wouldn't have known that I needed a pacemaker. So I guess I have to be thankful and thank God that I was having problems, because I apparently needed the pacemaker too. Alright, so, jeez, I just go round and round and round. Okay, so I'm driving home. See, I eventually catch up with my head, and it stops spinning. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Alright, so, I was driving home the day I got married. And had my granddaughter with me, had my 2 dogs with me, and it's about 100 degrees outside, and I no more had made it about probably 30 miles out of town, and I started to have a little bit of pain in my chest, that squeezing, and I hadn't had it since I'd had the pacemaker, so I thought I would never have that problem again, because I thought it was caused from my heart. Didn't mean to spit at you. Well, anyway. I gotta catch up with my head again. Where is it? Alright, so I started having this little bit of chest pain. So I pulled over in this small little town at a Dollar General. I didn't go in, but I had some nitro pills here. So I took a nitro pill and I sat here for a little bit hoping the pain would go away. The pain didn't go away. So I took another nitro pill. The pain still didn't go away. So I eventually knew I needed to keep driving. I drove for quite a ways, I don't know, again, hurting the whole time, like bent over on the wheel like this, just gritting my teeth and wanting to cry and hurting so bad. But there was like no hospital in sight, okay? So any of you wondering, why didn't you just stop at a hospital, the nearest hospital? Well, there wasn't one. And I did stop at the nearest hospital, which was about 50 miles away. All right, so my granddaughter's in back, so I have to keep it together. I mean, keep in mind, I'm only driving like 30, 40 mile an hour at this time because I'm clearly having some massive chest pain. I feel like I'm gonna die, and my granddaughter's in here, so I'm gonna drive slow. So I did. So I eventually had to pull over alongside the road. I got out, walked along the road there, right by my truck, and it didn't help. Oh, we already know this stuff. You guys have heard my other stories if you heard them. Anyway, nothing. You can't get comfortable. You can't stand. You can't sit. You can't get on your knees. You can't lay down. Nothing takes the pain away. Nothing. All right. So, let's just say I finally made it to Holdridge, which was about 50 miles I had to drive, thinking I was having a true holier crap heart attack, not knowing what was going on. All right. Luckily, my granddaughter was asleep. Either way, so I finally found the hospital, by the way. And Holdridge, you people need to make better directions in your town to your hospital, because your signs don't point you to the hospital. It points you to some stupid place that is not a hospital. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a hospital. Anyway, I found the hospital by accident. So I got out. When I got there, I had to call 911. Anyway, and I don't know. I was clearly a basket case because I was in pain. But they kept saying, well, you're here at the hospital, in the parking lot, in the emergency room parking lot, so come in. I can. Anyway, I couldn't really talk either. But I'm like, I can't. I've got my granddaughter in here. I've got my 2 dogs. It's hot. It's illegal, damn it, to leave a kid and dogs in a vehicle. Like I said, it's what I do for my job. Well, I was trying to relate to him why I wasn't walking in, but in between, feel like you're having a heart attack, thinking you're dying, not being able to breathe. They eventually understood. They came out to the emergency room parking lot and they seen the problem. I had 2 dogs with me and my granddaughter in the back. So anyway, I had to leave my truck. I left my truck running for my 2 dogs and left the air conditioning on high. And one of the nurses took my granddaughter, who went right to her. She didn't cry, nothing. It was crazy. God was just with me that day. So anyway, she takes her inside, and I know why I have to splice these. Because when it started screwing up, instead of hitting pause, I hit the stop button. It just now occurred to me. I remember myself hitting the stop button instead of pause. No wonder I'm going to have to splice them together. I did that. It didn't. I did it. Huh. Okay. Well, anyway. So, I get in there, and you know what? There's no point in me going on and on about the pain I was in. All I can tell you is I thought I was dying, okay? It was bad. Bad. And I'm laying in there, and they're trying to put IVs in me and this and that. And in the meantime, I called my daughter to let her know, because I clearly had her child. And she's the one that lives in Lincoln. So, and then next thing I knew, my phone tried to explode with phone calls. I couldn't answer them. I couldn't talk. I ignored them all. I couldn't deal with it. I was in pain. So, well, anyway, I'm in there. They're trying to get me calmed down. They're not doing anything to help. Absolutely nothing to help, which is another issue I still need to deal with. Holdridge, you will hear from me again. They finally decided that being I had gone through, surgeries and this and that and everything else. Well, they didn't have a doctor on call, but they did have a nurse. So the nurse decided that it was esophagus spasms, which we've all heard that a person can possibly have them. Why is this person going 65 and 75? And you're in the fast lane. It's usually me. So I can't be too harsh on him. Alright. Besides that, I should technically be in the slow lane right now anyway. I bet. Alright. I can see my hair poofing and doing weird things. So it was not esophagus spasms, by the way. But they thought it was, because we've all heard you can get those. This thing's gonna tip over. I knew it. I seen it coming. I seen it. Up. Up. Sorry. Alright. Hold still. Was not esophagus spasms. Dang it. I almost said the wrong word. Alright. But they sent me on my way. And in the meantime, my brand new husband, as of that day, he actually came up there worried about me, which kind of surprised me because he's never gone through any of my other surgeries because I'm invincible. Everybody thinks I'm invincible, so it's just a surgery. Why would he need to be there? He can't do nothing for me. He's not the doctor. Reminds me of a time I wrecked my motorcycle. Actually, my neighbor girl did. And I called my husband at the time. Same husband. I know. And I told him I'd wrecked my motorcycle and I was kind of hurting. But I was okay. But he's like, well, you okay? Yeah. I'm hurting pretty bad though. So I go in and I get in the shower because he's like, well, I'll be there here in just a few minutes. He's like, I've only got 4 more holes of golf to go. Okay. So yeah, I called him back after, the shower is supposed to maybe warm you up, make you feel better. Oh no. As I was in the shower, I could feel more and more pain because my body's screaming at me now because I had cracked kind of my arm a little bit. My foot was torn up, had a huge hole in the top. And amazingly, I'd hit my cheek is what hit the ground first. Believe it or not, because I had a helmet. It just wasn't a full face helmet. Either way, I went over the bike. Due to my stupid neighbor girl, I ran out in front of me on purpose. The semi's gonna pull out in front of me. Shit, this is why I'm supposed to be in the slow lane. So bear with me. Okay. Sorry, dude. One more, just a sec. And I'm gonna get in the slow lane again. Alright, so I got out and out of the shower and I was really hurting. So I call him up. I'm like, I'm really hurting. I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to go to the emergency room because of this and this and this. Oh yeah, I was saying I landed on my cheek. Never did get a bruise on my face ever, but it took 4 years for my cheekbone to stop hurting. Never a bruise, nothing. But to this day, I can still kind of feel it. But yeah, it took 4 years to stop hurting. I don't know what I did. They should have x-rayed my head, but I wouldn't let them. I was scared of what they might find. Just kidding. Anyway, so yes, I called him, told him I needed to go to the emergency room. He's like, okay, all right. He's like, I've only got 2 more holes of golf left. Hang in there. No, he didn't even say hang in there. I made that up. He's like, I got 2 more holes of golf. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, he works at this hospital. So, whatever. Maybe I don't know. All right, so long story short, no, it's not, never is, but I finally drove myself to the emergency room and got checked out, got bandaged up, and had x-rays. And when he got done with his golf game, he showed up at the hospital. And then he was just mad at me because I had gone without him because it made him look like a bad husband to all his coworkers because he worked there. Well, he was a bad husband. He was. He is. Okay, he hasn't been that bad this time. Not yet. Has he been there for my last 3 surgeries I've had since I talked to you last? No. But that's because he's a busy man. And that would waste gas. And he doesn't want to miss days of work. And... oh, wait! He did come up, it wasn't for a surgery, but he did come up to see me when I was in the hospital for the entire month of August because he had to come up for court anyway. So he did make, this is after we're married. We got married in July. So yes, while I was in the hospital for the entire month of August, he did take time to come visit me in the hospital after his court hearing. Oh my gosh, he'd kill me if he's seen this. So that was very nice of him. Alright, so like I said, golf thing, yeah. Coworkers are like, why didn't you bring her in? You know, that's just him. He's got better things to do. I mean, come on, I'm a lot of work. So I take care of myself. Okay. I really sound like I'm trashing on him. I'm not. Well, yes, I am. I always do. I've trashed on him for 30 years, but not because I'm a bad wife, because he's been a bad husband. For real. But that does not mean I don't love him. I love him. I have always loved him, and I will always love him until one or the other of us die or probably kill each other. Either way, we'll go out loving each other. Alright. Enough bitching. I'll try and not bitch about him. Try. Alright. So, I keep feeling like I see this triple chin. I don't know what it is. So I'm like, maybe I do just have a triple chin. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, back to the Holdridge Hospital. So they send me, they send me home. Well, they were going to send me home. Like I said, my husband showed up and so did my daughter from Lincoln. So here comes my daughter from 4 hours that way and my husband from 4 hours that way, and they met me in Holdridge where the nurse, not doctor, the nurse told me, go across the street to the dollar store and get yourself some Rolaids. And there was something else. Rolaids. I don't even remember what the other thing was. It doesn't matter. Because that wasn't the problem. She's like, just do that and you'll feel better. Okay. Well, I didn't do that. And I went over and I was talking with one of my best friends, Jessie, that had come to the hospital too, because she came from Kearney. So I was pretty excited to see her. Anyway, my pain had somewhat subsided a little bit, so it wasn't as intense. So they were going to go ahead and let me go. Well, I go back up to the desk and I tell them that I'm still hurting. I'm not hurting as bad as I was when I first came in, clearly, but I'm still hurting and that, you know, nothing's working. So I asked them if they have this Rolaids and whatever that they had just told me to go home and do. No, they didn't have any there. But she made me a GI cocktail that would numb my entire esophagus to stop the spasms, because this would definitely work. So I drank that thing. Oh, gosh. Ugh. All right. Well, yeah, it's like drinking cough syrup. And if you know, no, it's way worse than that. And then it numbs your entire throat, numbs your mouth, numbs your throat, your esophagus, whatever. Clear down into your belly. You're numb. Tasted horrible. And guess what didn't work at all? So by the time everybody got there, and I didn't even want anybody to come because I was like, I don't know. I guess maybe that's the problem. I just always am too independent. I think I'm strong enough. I don't need nobody. Well, that's true sometimes. All right. Either way. So my husband turns around and leaves his truck, car, I don't know, there at the emergency room, and we get in my truck. Oh, I know what it was. My son came with him, the same one that was, a witness that day at our marriage. One of them. He came with him, my son Austin, and he drove his vehicle to Kearney while my husband drove me in my truck here to Kearney, which was the next closest hospital, and my daughter followed because that's the way to Lincoln anyway. She got her daughter, so she had my granddaughter safely tucked in her vehicle, which is good. That's a no-brainer. All right, and my husband drives me to Kearney and decides to take me to the emergency room there, which is good because I was tossing and turning in the back seat. I mean, I was climbing back and forth from this passenger seat to the back seat and rolling around back there like a sausage on a rotisserie thing. Just kept spinning, just rolling around trying to get the pain to go away. Wouldn't go away. Okay, we finally end up at the ER in Kearney. We all go in. Okay, I'm not even going to tell this story because there's not enough time for it. But let's just say the nurse and the doctor were the biggest jerks I have ever met. Ever. He made my husband look pleasant. Yes, he did. And I can tell you what, as much pain as I was in, he messed with the wrong girl. Because I was up on the table, and by this time the pain was back, just like it was before. And I was going to say that's the worst pain I've ever been in, but it's not. I'm getting there. Alright, so I'm up on the table, and he's just being a jerk. And treating me like, I don't, like dirt. And he finally came back in, and I was hurting. And I'm like, I don't know, but I need something to stop this pain. I don't care, but I need something to stop this pain. I'm dying. Something's going on. I'm telling you, I hurt. I am dying. And he left the room for a little bit, and he came back in again, and I blew up at him because I had talked to my daughter and husband that were in the room too, and they know how much pain I was in. They knew how pissed I was. And so when the doctor came back in, acting his cocky self, I started screaming at him. I did. I'm like, you know what? I am not here for pain meds. I don't even take pain meds. I'm not one of these people that's just walking in off the street, proclaiming to have massive pain so you'll give me a prescription of pain pills. No, I am in pain. I am dying here. Well, anyway, he was pissed. He left the room. Next thing I know, he sent somebody else, a different doctor, because he had brought in somebody who was training under him and like a resident, whatever. I don't know. Well, anyway, I think he was kind of embarrassed because he got called out in front of this intern or whatever the hell he is. All right. So then somebody else comes in, and they did give me a shot or whatever, put in my IV, Finterol, I don't know. But I can tell you it did take the pain away. The pain, when it finally went away and I was feeling better, well, before that was all said and done, the doctor, before we left, the doctor did apologize. Because him and the nurse both knew I was mad. In fact, the nurse came in and apologized too, because I also had my little talking to her too. And then she turned around and she apologized to my daughter because she had also treated my daughter like crap just because she was an RN also, and my daughter didn't even jump in and say anything. She just said, I think it could be this. And that nurse immediately freaked out. Well, this is her ER, and she's the RN in here, and, you know, that kind of thing. So, when it was all said and done, guess who was right? My daughter and my best friend, not the doctors. Anyway, so I told this doctor, I started screaming at him. I was like, I am not leaving here until you help me because something's wrong. Something is wrong. This is like the 5th or 6th one I have had now. I said, I got the pacemaker. Clearly, the pacemaker is not the problem because they did a bunch of... Yeah, Holdridge did an EKG. I told him I don't need an EKG because my heart is fine. I have the pacemaker in it. Oh, guess what? The EKG came back perfect. So then I go to Carney and I'm like, they wanted to do an EKG. And I'm like, I just had one like 30 minutes ago in Holdridge. I don't need another EKG because... Don't you dare pull over, semi. I know, I'm sorry, I'm in the slow lane again. No, I'm in the fast lane. I should be in the slow lane. Alright, anyway, so they wanted to do another EKG in Kearney. And I'm like, no. They're like, so you're refusing the EKG? Yes, I am, because I just had one done 30 minutes ago and it came back fine. It's not my heart. You guys need to dig a little deeper and you need to find out what is going on because it's not my heart. Alright. So he did do an ultrasound of my, I can never say the word, of my abdomen, how do, you know, I know what word it is, I just don't, I can't, my tongue won't let me say it. I would say my stomach area, you all know what I'm talking about, but my abdomen. They did an ultrasound of my ab area. I'm not even going to try and say it again because I know I won't be able to. I'm not. Okay. So they did an ultrasound there. Oh, well, we waited for the results. The results finally came back. The doctor came back in. He's like, good news and bad news. Well, which one do you want first, you know? Well, anyway, I'm like, well, give me the good news. He's like, well, the good news is I figured out what's wrong with you. Yay! Bad news is you're going to have surgery. Okay, I don't really care. I got the hiccups. I don't really care. Just fix me because I hurt, you know? Damn, those hiccups. I didn't even just see something. I must have got too excited. Alright, I'm going to the slow lane, people. Alright, so... Yes, he tells me I'm going to have surgery. I have gallstones. My gallbladder, I have lots of gallstones. And I need to have my gallbladder taken out. Okay, well, first of all, any of you who not just had gallbladder problems, it's one thing to have gallbladder problems. It's entirely different to have gallstones. Much worse. I don't wish that I'm my worst enemy. And I've had, well, as of this Tuesday, it'll be 23 surgeries. And 4 kids that weighed 10 and 11 pounds each. So, I'm fixing to tell you about the worst pain I've ever endured in my life. Which is why I've been gone for 3 months. Not just from work, but from YouTube. Okay, let me see. Where am I at here? What time is it? You know what? I'm going to take a break for a minute. Because this thing will probably cut me off at 31 minutes anyway, like it always does. So, and I got to splice it with the other one that I screwed up on. And this is just a good stopping point. So I'm going to stop. And I'll just make it a 2-part series. Yeah. You'll get two videos for the listening of of what? I don't know. That sounded stupid. Okay, I'm not a comedian. I can't make jokes. I don't know how to. I shouldn't try. All right, so I'm gonna get off here, and I'll come right back and part whatever I'll be on. You guys can hear the rest of the story. I sound like Paul Harvey. All right. Gallbladder, gallstones, surgery coming up next. All right.